This is Act 1, Scene 1 from Much Ado About Nothing, and it's a convo between Claudia Benedict and Don Pedro about Claudia's love for Hero, and it occurs right after Don Pedro's court meets Leonato's court. So here we go.
Benedict, didst thou note the daughter of Signor Leonato?
I noted her not, but I looked on her.
Is she not a modest young lady?
You question me as an honest man should do, for my simple true judgment, or would you have me speak after my custom, as being a professed tyrant to their sex?
No, I pray thee speak in sober judgment.
Why, in faith, methinks she's too low for a high praise, too brown for a fair praise, too little for a great praise. Only this commendation I can afford her, that were she other than she is, she were unhandsome, and being no other but as she is, I do not like her.
Thou thinkest I am in sport. I pray thee, tell me truly how thou likest her.
Would you buy her, that you inquire after her?
Can the world buy such a jewel?
Yeah, and a case to put it into. But speak you this with a sad brow, or do you play the flouting jack, to tell us Cupid is a good hair finder, and Vulcan a rare carpenter? Come in, what key shall a man take you to go in the song?
In mine eye, she is the sweetest lady that ever I looked on.
I can see yet without spectacles, and I see no such matter. There's her cousin, and were she not possessed with the fury, exceeds her as much in beauty as the 1st of May doth the last of December. But I hope you have no intent to turn husband, have you?
I would scarce trust myself, though I had sworn to the contrary, if Hero would be my wife.
Is it come to this in faith? Hath not the world one man, but he will wear his cap with suspicion? Shall I never see a bachelor of 80 again? Go to in faith, and thou wilt needs thrust thy neck into a yoke, wear the print of it, and sigh away Sundays. Look, Don Pedro has returned to seek you.
What secret hath held you here that you follow not to Leonato's?
I would your grace would constrain me to tell.
I charge thee on thy allegiance.
You hear, Count Claudio, I can be secret as a dumb man. I would have you think so, but on my allegiance mark you this. On my allegiance he is in love. With who? Now that is your gracious part. Mark how short this answer is. With Hero, Leonato's short daughter.
If this were so, so were it uttered.
Like the old tale, my lord, it is not so, nor 'twas not so, but indeed, God forbid it should be so.
If my passion change not shortly, God forbid it should be otherwise.
Amen, if you love her, for the lady is very well worthy.
You speak this to fetch me in, my lord.
By my troth I speak my thoughts.
And in faith, my lord, I spoke mine.
And by my two faiths and troths, my lord, I spoke mine.
That I love her, I feel.
That she is worthy, I know.
That I neither feel how she should be loved, nor how she should be worthy, is the opinion that fire cannot melt out of me. I will die in it at the stake.
Thou wast ever an obstinate heretic in the despite of beauty.
And never could maintain his part but in the force of his will.
That a woman conceived me, I thank her. That she brought me up, I likewise give her most humble thanks. But that I will have a reachie winded in my forehead, or hang my bugle in an invisible baldric, all women shall pardon me. Because I will not do them the wrong to mistrust any. I will do myself the right to trust none. And the fine is, for the which I may go to the finer, I will live a bachelor.
I shall see thee ere I die,
With anger, with sickness, or with hunger, my lord, not with love. Prove that ever I lose more blood with love than I will ever get again with drinking. Pick out mine eyes with a ballad maker's pen, and hang me up at the door of a brothel house for the sign of blind Cupid.
Well, if ever thou dost fall from his faith, thou wilt prove a notable argument.
If I do, hang me in a bottle like a cat and shoot at me, and he that hits me, let him be clapped on the shoulder and called Adam.
Well, as time shall try, in time the savage bull doth bear the yoke.
The savage bull may, but if ever the sensible Benedict bear, pluck off the bull's horns and set them in my forehead, and let me be vilely painted, and in such great letters as they write, here is good horse to hire, and let them signify under my sign, here you may see Benedict the married man.
If this should ever happen, thou wouldest be horn mad.
Nay, if Cupid have not spent all his sugar in Venice, thou wilt quake for this short thing.
I'll look for an earthquake too then.
Well, if you will temporize with the hours. In the meantime, good Signor Benedict, repair to Leonato's. Commend me to him, and tell him I will not fail him at supper, for indeed he hath made great preparation.
I have almost matter enough in me for such an embassage, and so I commit you.
To the tuition of God, from my house, if I have it.
the 6th of July, your loving friend, Benedict.
Nay, mock not. The body of your discourse is sometimes guarded with fragments, and the guards are but slightly based on neither. Ere you flout old ends any further, examine your conscience, and so I leave you. Alright, that's the end of where our scene is, and we have a really pivotal contrast that Shakespeare provided us here with Claudio being your starstruck lover and Benedict being your stereotypical never fall in love bachelor.
And Benedict is sort of kind of taken aback at the fact that Claudio is in love. But the fact is that he doesn't really understand what that's like. As we see throughout the scene, he promises that he will be a bachelor forever, not knowing what's going to happen later in the play with, I forgot her name.
Hero and Beatrice.
With Beatrice.
So here in Shakespeare's play, we see how he used intricate character structure to provide depth in his play. The end. Goodbye.